Hello and welcome to this month's Safety Minute. There are two times of the year that I get truly excited about. The first is Halloween, because let's face it, Halloween is the one time of the year where everybody wants to look like me. I come with the best built-in costume there is. The second time of the year that I get truly excited about is the first full week of February, which is Burn Awareness Week. And over Burn Awareness Week, me and another burn survivor, Kelly Filardo, we shut down our speaking businesses and we donate our time and we speak to 7 to 10 schools over that week, sharing messages on burn awareness, self-esteem, and how to be a difference maker. But the reason Burn Awareness Week is so important to me is because not everybody's going to get cancer. Not everybody's going to break a bone. Not everybody will get involved in a car accident. But everybody will have a burn. And thankfully, they're usually not big burns. But who hasn't burnt their mouth when they've had hot food or a hot beverage? Or you've been around a campfire and you have a spark land on you, or you touch a hot ember while you're shifting the wood around. Or perhaps you're using gas or diesel to start the fire and it might have got a little bit out of control. Or maybe you've touched a hot iron or a curling iron to the side of your head, or had grease splash up when you're cooking and create little blisters or burns. Burns are very common, so common that everybody's gonna have one. The interesting thing though is I do a lot of mentoring in the burn community, and the mentoring I do, it's usually for people who are burned at work. And this is when the burns, they get big and they get bad and they get scary. The most common burn that I see is what's called a thermal burn. And that is basically when anything hot, including a flame, touches the body. At work, that can be from bumping up against a pipe that's hot, or maybe you're working with hot liquids or tar on a roof, or you're in a manufacturing facility where you're cooking or creating steam or boiling things. But the burn that I most commonly see comes from flash fires from chemicals or explosions. The second type of burn I see is then considered a chemical burn. Is when you have something caustic land on your skin or your clothing and it starts to eat into it. One of the worst burns you can get at work though would be an electrical burn because it burns you from the inside out. The electricity enters your hand because that's what touches the current. And then that electricity flows through your arm, down your torso, and usually shoots out one of your legs. And because it's burning from the inside out, it also gets all your organs. And it cooks your heart and your liver and your kidneys, which also comes along with an amputation of the arm, the leg, or sometimes both. Another type of burn is a friction burn. Now, if you've ever been pulled along carpet when you were a kid, you would know what a friction burn feels like. But for adults, it more likely happens when you fall off a bike or a skateboard or riding a motorcycle. You lose control of it and you drop your motorcycle and you go sliding along the road. The issue with friction burn is you actually get two injuries. You get the friction burn, and then you get the debridement of the asphalt on your skin. Another type of burn is a radiation burn. But a radiation burn is also one of those burns that everybody has had, because a sunburn is a radiation burn as well. The issue with the sunburn though is you can also deal with cancer later on as a result of that burn. And the last type of burn is frostbite. And the reason frostbite is considered to be a burn is because when you freeze your body, it has the exact same effects as when you burn it. The issue with frostbite is that it goes after the extremities of your body. It means you're probably going to have an amputation of multiple fingers, multiple toes, chunks of your nose, and your ears. But no matter what type of burn you get, you're going to need to know the different types of effects burns have on you. First degree burn would be that burn that goes to the top layers of your skin. A second degree burn goes deeper into the skin. It goes into the bottom layers of your skin. Just keep it clean and you probably will be fine. But you may want to go to the hospital if it's a larger area of your body. A third degree burn goes through the skin and into the fatty tissue that surrounds your entire body. Then a fourth degree burn will go through the skin, through the fatty tissue and into the muscle. In your muscle is your blood supply. That part of the body can no longer be supplied with oxygen and nutrients. So that's wherever you'll see an amputation. So we see that my fingertips are cut off, or I'm missing my ears, and that one time a large chunk of my nose, those would all be 4th-degree burns. But when you get into those deeper burns and the bigger burns, what ends up happening is, in the simple terms, is it changes your life. And you will deal with a lot of things that you never dealt with before. The first is going to be the pain, because believe me, getting burned hurts, but recovering from the burn hurts even more. I went through years of pain because of the damage a fire in 20 seconds did to me. And after you are dealing with the pain, you're also going to deal with the medication to control the pain, which means you're probably going to get addicted to it. And that medication is really hard on your body, so it affects your insides, your internal organs as well, and it causes damage. And then you get to deal with surgeries and doctor's appointments and therapy appointments as you rebuild your body. And then there's pressure garments. They also help control the scarring. But you have to wear those pressure garments for 2 years if you have any hope of wanting to get rid of those scars. And then, of course, you get to deal with the mental health journey, especially if your burns are visible, because you try and hide them. You don't want people to see them because it's very large scars. And if they're burns like mine, where they're on your face, then you look in the mirror and you see someone different. And that's really, really hard to overcome. And it's because burns happen so often, where everybody will have a burn. And sometimes those burns, they get away with from us, and we end up getting a big burn, that I've become so passionate about wanting to make this difference. Because quite honestly, I have seen way too many people get burned. I don't want to mentor another burn survivor if I possibly don't have to. And the best thing you can do is be mindful when you're working around hot substances or equipment, or you're dealing with chemicals at work, or you're around electricity, or you're out in the summer and you put on sunscreen, or you're in the winter and you have your proper gear, so that when you do get too cold, you can warm up. And by preventing those burns, not only will you never need to meet me, but your life won't need to change. And that is why I am passionate on wanting to raise awareness on burns. If you want to help me, though, on funding burn research, you can do so by going to efbts.ca, which is the Firefighter Burn Treatment Society Edmonton chapter, or go to your local Firefighter Society chapter and make a donation there. If you enjoyed this Safety Minute, please hit the subscribe button. If you want to bring me out to your workplace where you can have me share some of my safety messages with your crew, go to spencerspeaks.ca. Until the next Safety Minute, stay safe.